Welcome to Maria's Kitchen. Now I'm going to show you how to make arroz con gandules, which is rice, yellow rice with pigeon peas. Now this that I'm adding is optional, but I like to add it because it gives the rice good flavor. Now this is like, in Spanish it's called tocino, and in English it says salt flat back. This is like a Spanish, how do you call it? Like a Spanish bacon. Okay, so I'm not going to use the whole pack, but this is very tough, so you need a sharp knife for it. I'm going to use about, let me see, okay, turn the camera down. I'm going to use about this much right here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to cut it into slices. Like this. Okay, after you cut it into slices, then you are going to cube it. Okay, okay, I'm ready to start my rice. Medium heat. See, it's already rinsed. What I forgot to tell you is about the tocino, which is also known as a salted flat back top, something like that. It comes with a lot of salt, so just rinse it out. Okay, rinse the salt off, either before you cut it or after you cut it. I remembered afterwards, so I rinsed it after I cut it. So here you go. No oil yet. This has a lot of fat, so we are going to sear this like if it was bacon. What you do to bacon. You hear it already sizzling in the pot. Okay, now I made an adjustment. Instead of making, I told you 3.5 cups of rice, I have 4 cups of rice instead. Okay, because I have more family coming than what I expected. Okay, and this is what you want. You see all of the oil that came out of it? So we're not going to be using oil. Okay, next is your garlic puree. 2 tablespoons. Same spoon because I already have garlic in here. 2 tablespoons of sofrito. You gotta quick stir. You can smell it. Next, 4th cup of olives. Give that a stir. Next, we're going to cook some of the onions. So basically put like almost all of it. This was 2 onions, and I put about 1.5 of the onions. The onions are chopped. Now you're gonna cook the onions for a bit. Not caramelize. You're just gonna cook it just a little bit. In the meantime, if you don't have your gandules open them, drain them. I'm not using the juice. And 3/4 can of tomato sauce, which is right here. Okay, at this point, I'm going to add the ham flavor. The salt is something very, the last minute is when we're going to put last, because since the tocino has a lot of salt, and then the ham has salt, and also the sazon, you don't want your rice too salty. Okay, now I'm going to add the whole can. Okay. is what it's looking like so far. Next, the half of sazon that I had earlier that I told you, and 1 whole serving of another. And you're gonna give that a quick stir. Okay, see here, it's already sizzling, basically boiling. Now is where I'm going to add my tomato sauce. 3/4 cup of tomato sauce. You can use any brand of tomato sauce. That brand I believe was, that one was Goya. Okay, now since I have 4 cups of rice, usually you use 4 cups of water. Because I added the tomato sauce, if I add 4 cups of rice, then the rice is gonna come out amorillado, like very mushy. We don't want that. So we're going to put 3 cups of rice. Here I got it, 3 cups of rice. And you're going to let that come into a boil. Has to be boiling before you put your rice in. In the meantime, wash your rice. If you haven't washed it, wash it. Okay, my water is boiling. So now you are going to taste it to see if it has the amount of salt that you want. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more. Let me see, about half a tablespoon, about that much. This one. Okay, now you're going to add your 4 cups of rice. Stir. Okay. Next thing, I was going to say let it come to a quick boil, and it's already starting to boil. And you need the lid right here. So let it come to a full boil now. Give it another stir. And you see all the, how beautiful, look at how colorful it is. Nice and bright, a bright red. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so now you're going to put your heat on low after it boils. Put the cover and cook for about half an hour to 45 minutes. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now, within the half an hour to 45 minutes, you got to stir it. Okay? Okay. So, the rice is done. It cooked for about 35 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes, depending on your stove. Okay, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and remember that you can make the best in your kitchen. Happy Easter, and for those of you, happy Resurrection Day.